Okay, making a brief video about the boards my buddy and I made up with some variants from items from Tudor to make our electric football. Basically, the boards that we used are a 36 by 24. The board itself, the metal, is equivalent to approximately a 22 gauge material. It's a white metal with a plastic inlay. The sign shop uses it quite frequently for display signs for people, but it's a white metal on either side of a plastic sheet. As you can see, we added in a overhead light as well to assist for playing. Works out quite good, but I'll explain that a little later on. So what we use for power or motors were actually just the basic motors from Tudor. We put 4 motors on, and as you see, we located them at the corners of the field, approximately underneath the 10 or 15 yard line, all 4 of them at a 45-degree angle, pointed towards the infield. Now, you can experiment yourself, but that's pretty much the setup that we used. We found the 4 motors works good. And again, as I mentioned in other points, if you use the 3/8 jack wires, you have to use a single audio. A audio mic wire will not work. It has to be an audio only for the connecting them to the motors. Okay, so for a power source, we chose to use D-cell batteries. We used a 4-pack. The pack that you see here, we got off Amazon. I got 4 of them actually for $14.95, so they're quite inexpensive, but they worked really well for supplying power for the 4 motors. And it's still at the same voltage as the Tudor motors require. So the hub and the distribution of power to the hubs, or the motors rather, was it's actually just a hub I picked up off of Amazon for a multi-use of plugging in multiple headphones into a one music source. The important thing to remember is that it's a single, with the wires that you pick, that they're single feed, just audio. If you have dual wires with microphone and audio, they won't work. So it's got to be a single feed audio line. As well, with the line going out to the controllers, I use a single Y connector with 1 male hookup and 2 female connections, so I can actually link in 2 controllers, so each coach has their own controller when playing the game as well. Now with the controllers, you have to install, and what we did was take 2 wooden plugs with wood screws at the end of these plugs with a wire jumping across, and basically it's just a jumper to allow the current to go through. So when you turn the on-off switch on the controller, it allows the power from the power pack to go to the motors and start the board to vibrate. It's important to remember too that when you do this, that the jump connection is on the bottom set of the connectors in the hand controller, so towards the wire as it leads out of the controller. That's an example of the speed and the setting that my friend and I use when playing. And again, this is just our play setting, and I'll show an example here of when it's at full power as well.
ABC News reported
the trial of Rebecca
Dr. Deeds testified about his suicide attempt.
And here's a demonstration of the board at max power.
Other celebrity stalkers in the trial against John.
So the light we added in was just a 36-inch LED workbench light. Works quite well. put it on two arms, 30 inches from the bottom of our field. So with this one, it works out to about 26 inches above the playing area. But it illuminates well, and actually, if you're using a camera or any recording device, it does take a lot of the reflection off of the field, so you don't get a white strip down the middle of the field as well. The biggest thing I'd have to say with finding with building the board has been that I find that enjoy this hobby of electric football and a lot of the aspects of variations that people have come up with and use with the hobby. The biggest growth with the hobby is the imagination of the coaches themselves and how they apply what they learn. Uh, so enjoy playing. I hope you enjoy the video, and look forward to more input from other coaches as well. Thank you, and have a great day.